very good morning to all of you. We welcome. It's my great pleasure to welcome guest of honor and keynote speaker, Dr. CONT, psychologist, executive coach, brain mechanic, and TEDx speaker, Mr. Vipin Jain, CEO, Low Cash Solutions, Mr. Murali Mohan. It's a fact that we do not love obstacles, but we want results. If we study our own experience, at the latest stage, I have come to that level. Can we pass through our life without any kind of obstacle? It's impossible. The only constants in life are problems, and the greatest certainty in life is uncertainty. Change is always permanent. Obstacles are to be dreaded, leading only to stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. At least that is what we have been conditioned to think. But history is littered with examples of people who have managed to overcome and thrive on the struggles they experience. Why is it that a select few seem to succeed where the rest of us fail time and time again? The answer lies in a thought expressed by Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor 1800 years ago. Needless to say that Ektaara and Koto are successful culminations testifying grit and determination at different stages continuously and continually. We must learn to accept startups and innovations without being dubbed and dumbed by society.
It symbolizes a star which is luminous and spreads brightness. Why a national research conference? Because we at Iibm believe in the importance of acquiring and sharing knowledge. Knowledge is infinite, and the more we read, the more we realize that the less we know. The conference today is an attempt to present a multiplicity of perspectives to the theme. We have invited some very eminent and diverse speakers who will enlighten us and share their vast experience and knowledge with us. These speakers are experts in their respective fields and are all sources of inspiration. They have proved the saying, where there is a will, there is a way. They have faced challenges in their professional lives, but through sheer determinism,
thought-provoking national conference, especially our chief guest, Mr. Vijay Kumar Khanna, our guest of honor, Dr. Kanan Khatau, all the panelists, Mr. Vipin Jain, Mr. Murali Mohan, Mr. Tariq Kachwala, Mr. Sandeep and Mr. Sandeep Singh, and also Mr. Josefa Merchant and Ektaara Rao, who have come to share their experiences with us. I hope this will be an eye-opener, thought-provoking session for all of you, and change the way you look at what comes in your path when you move from college to take up a job and onwards on your journey in your career. Once again, I welcome you on behalf of all the managing committee members and the trust to this conference, Ektaara. Thank you.
Let me start with a thank you to all of you for inviting me to this August function. I do not know whether I really deserve to be the chief guest here or not, but since I'm here, I would like to share some of my experiences in life with all of you. Talking of obstacles, I think life would not be worth living if there were no obstacles. If you were to roll down a straight path without obstacles, would it be interesting to live that kind of a life? I don't think so. We are all here because there are obstacles. And we are all here because we want to overcome some of those obstacles. And I don't want to deprive you of their experiences in life. But let me tell you something much later. I was having a fairly decent career graph. When you get into civil services, your promotions are literally assured. And when you reach a stage where you are not innovating, then I thought it's time to change. At the end, just because you are all here, or at least you are all here to transform yourselves and transform the world. There is another quote. Every man can transform the world from one of monotony and drabness to one of excitement and adventure. It was that prompted me to quit the government service and join the private sector, and then to get into your enterprise. Life is not worth living if you do not have the excitement and the adventure in you. This was by Irving Wallace. I don't know if many of you or some of you are into reading of books. Another thing, I don't want to give advices, but another thing that will enrich you in life, read as much as possible, not necessarily the textbooks, but whatever comes your way, it's going to make your horizon broader, life worth living. Thank you for giving me this opportunity of being with you.
So, thank you so much for having me here this morning. And today, as I stand before you as a keynote address speaker on building opportunities through adversities, you might have some sense of erroneous thinking that perhaps I've had some sort of success, right? Far from it. It has been a roller coaster, a journey strewn with highs and lows, pitfalls and peaks. But looking back, it has been a satisfying one, with great learnings. And today, like everyone else, I hope to share some pearls of wisdom that I picked up on my journey called life and those lives that I have touched. So allow me to demystify my story for you. As a student of adversity, I'm going to share with you my life experiences. Now, let me be honest. There are days I have been shy. But today I'm going to celebrate the story with you. It is our stories that become the foundation of our identity. I was fascinated, with how people use their challenges and, they grew strength from it. We have heard of the popular saying that says, you must find meaning. It has a lot to do with finding meaning. So for very long I thought meaning was out there and I had to find it. And then I realized that, the truth is really only very irrelevant. Because it was not about finding meaning, but forging your identity. So if you look at talent, most people say talent hai to sab kuch hai. But talent multiplied by effort gives you a skill. And skill multiplied by effort gives you achievement. So talent comes once, but effort comes twice. So what is important is that you have to train yourself to be the most gritty version of yourself. So we have an acronym for grit, which will be in the book Brainspiration, to be released next year. So it says, get ready, recognize your blind spots, improve and improvise and innovate, transform yourself into the new version of your gritty self. And last but not the least, I share these mind hacks and these rituals with you and my story, not to impress you, but to impress upon you that I have used these tools to train myself. I've used it with the clients I work with. And most importantly, I trust my 7-year-old daughter, whom I love very much, with these tools as well. And I want to see her happy. And my heart aches when I see her sad. I can teach her to own her challenges. But if I shun her from adversities, I would have failed as a parent. A Buddhist scholar once explained that we mistake nirvana for something that just arrives when all that is well is behind you, when we have only bliss to look forward for. But that would not be nirvana. Because bliss in the present will be overshadowed by joys from the past. Nirvana is a state you arrive at when you have bliss to look forward to, even in sorrow, celebrating the seedlings of joy. But today, what I want each one of you to know, through adversities, seeking meaning is more important than finding meaning. Remember, each one of us has a heroic strain in us. Allow the hero in you to emerge. Yes, there will be emotional vampires. There will be the dream stealers. Let go of them. Let go of them. There will be those that will want to confiscate your story, your humanity, and then there will be stories that rebuild our humanity. Your stories and mine. So I recommend that each of us share our stories openly, speak out loud, transform lives. Each one, if we reach one and hear our stories, we'll have enough heroes emerging. And most importantly, seek meaning, forge identity. Seek meaning, forge identity. And like Mr. Khanna put it, and Mahatma Gandhi, that you must be the change you want to see in the world. But today I stand before you promising to change myself, to change the world. You can change the world or make excuses. You can't do both. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, sir. Yeah.
Now we've come to that part of the program which gives you a chance to interact with our eminent panelists who are here to share what they know, and they can guide you with what is going to be the current and the future situations in the business world, a career that you have chosen. Put across to the panelists, most of us look at the financial market as a place where we would want to maybe make a career in management. We have a lot of people here who would want to take on finance, who would want to take on operations, and who are plenty and more who would want to take on marketing. Now, and there are a lot many who want to be entrepreneurs. Am I right or am I wrong? Yes. Okay, so do you think, is the market entrepreneurial friendly today? Looking in light of the financial scandals that have ruled the market, do you think entrepreneurship is something that the students today should look in? And how do they go about it? So I'll ask Mr. Mohan to start.
I wouldn't be too concerned about that occasional financial scandal as it's blown out of proportion more often than not. Because in this day and age of huge amount of media scrutiny, it gets more and more amplified today. But do recall that a few years ago also we had some of these financial scandals, if you'd like to call them that, but that didn't get reported as often. It's all crying for banking reforms, and that's a separate topic altogether. But primarily from a conduciveness to entrepreneurship, I think the time is right. Now's the time when India has emerged as a leader in not just our skills in technology, our skills in manpower, our skills in service delivery, but also in our ability to create a market of our own. Don't forget, we are more than 250 million middle-class people. We are self-sufficient in more ways than one. We have our own consumer market we don't have to rely necessarily on selling to the world. We have a huge consumer market of our own, which is rare for many emerging countries out there. We have the highest GDP in the world. We have some of the most amazing technology leadership capabilities in our country. To add to that, you have a lot of governmental support going your way today. Back in the day, 20 years ago, we were groomed into believing that you have a couple of options to choose as our careers. You've got to be a doctor, you've got to be an engineer, and if you get the right combination, probably an MBA thrown in towards the end of the day. But today the lives and the times have changed dramatically. The opportunity is tremendous. The regulatory support out there is something that's unmatched in the past. A lot of promotions, a lot of programs out there that actually help both from a government and non-government point of view to make sure your entrepreneurial dreams, your entrepreneurial initiatives take to the next stage. So in a nutshell, I would think the time is right. We have the capability and we have a very, very innovative set of new age individuals that are coming out of business schools like this.
Sir, any other?
Financial crises keep coming. I mean, that's not an exception. I think that's the rule, because and it's not just topical to our country. I think it's a matter that happens almost everywhere in a capitalist society. Whether that has got anything to do with I would say denting the entrepreneurial spirit of this country, I don't think those are linked in any way. The only change that might come, if it has to come, is that the banks would be or would have more regulations from the RBI or from the government in disbursing loans, which could be an impediment to the speed at which you can get access to. The time has never been better in our country for you to start a new business, or for that matter even grow your existing businesses. The government policies are changing. They are not perfect. They are not at the speed at which you would want them to, but nothing in this world is anyways. So you've got to live with it, and as we said, find that opportunity in all the obstacles that you see and move forward.
Tariq, except just a word of caution, building I operate out of, seeing about 30-40 startups, on the second floor. They just started in the last couple of years. So I think right now is the time when a lot of companies are doing what companies did in the US in 98 to 2000, but not a lot of them lasted. So opportunities, it's great. I mean, I don't think you create opportunities, right? You find them, but also be careful that everything you see may not be an opportunity. Number of these startups do actually end up failing. Sorry to be more negative, but all I'm trying to say is, look at your strengths. You may have an idea, but then talk to people, see if that's really a viable idea. Don't just jump into the bandwagon thinking, it's fashionable to be an entrepreneur. There is funding available. You look at these statistics, right? A number of startups and entrepreneurs. In fact, most of them. Look at Paytm, Flipkart. Look at what they're doing right now. None of them are profitable, right? I'm not saying that it's not the right time to be an entrepreneur, but just make sure you're not doing what everybody has done in the past and have failed. Opportunities are there, but just tread with caution. Having said that, I know that there's a lot of funding and a lot of government initiatives right now for entrepreneurs to make it easy for you to begin something on your own. Thank you.
Because when we talk about entrepreneurs or we talk about any business, do scandals, and at the same time, right ideas and right challenges where you have a solution will continue to get money and funding from maybe banks, from maybe various sectors like PE funding and all that. And I have seen in my life where when you see a challenge, this challenge, if you have a right solution for that, it can open up floodgates for you. So please don't think that scandals are going to be stumbling block. But let me tell you, copy paste is not going to work. So many times the kids, they feel that, okay, they come out with ideas which, without understanding the whole ecosystem, when you start doing it, it doesn't work. So you have to understand the whole ecosystem of anything and anything you want to do in life. Make sure that you understand the whole system. There are a lot of businesses have failed miserably because people started copy paste without understanding the requirement. So I think the insight of your ecosystem is going to be more important. Scandals are going to happen. Let it not bother you. Thank you very much.
You didn't know about the ATM, like you got to know about it later. So at that time, what was the feeling in your mind? Like you didn't have the fear like other people know more than me and I don't know. So I need to learn about that more. So how did you face that fear and how did you overcome that?
I would be prepared for it, and at the same time I could realize that once I had that confidence that once I go through it, I'm sure I'll become better than what I am today. So I think that was the idea, and at the same time, please understand, like he said, even I could not speak English those days. Let me tell you that also. So, and the people from city and talking to them, their senior vice president or AVPs or VPs, but I think they also made me comfortable because the moment they realize that this guy can deliver, so they develop their confidence also. So I think this is not going to be a challenge if you have that patience about that, and at the same time, the person who you are dealing with is even comfortable with you.
Professor was telling me that you learn from your own experience. That is the wrong decisions you take in your life. What was those wrong decisions which you as being so great, you took in your life that changed into a challenge or an opportunity?
So you need to have test tracks, you need to have drivers, and at the same time, you need to worry about security of money as well. So you need to have guards and all that. So from 96, I started hiring people, and I had armed guards on my payroll, I had drivers on my payroll, I had vehicles on my book, and all that. And by 2002 or 3, I had more than 600 drivers, maybe more than 1400 guards, and then I realized the pain that these guys don't add value in my life because they were driving vehicles in 1996 and they are still driving the vehicle, but I'm paying them almost double the salary. So when I started my new venture, I made sure that I keep my organization lean and mean. I don't even, although in CMS I must have bought more than 1500 vehicles, but here I did not even buy a single vehicle. Today I have more than 700 vehicles, trucks for cash, but those are all higher ones. So I think that's what, and I realized that when I was running those vehicles, almost out of 1500 vehicles, 150 vehicles were off the road for want of maintenance, fuel, engine problem, that problem, this problem, and all the drivers also sitting idle. But now if I don't have a vehicle, okay, I don't pay for it. So I think that's the advantage you have.
So, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? What can I do? मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? What can I do? The difference between success and failure is exactly the same as the difference between the way those two statements was just spoken. The body language and the attitude. With technology that helps them compete with what's going to inevitably come very soon, which is a wave of foreign retail brands with really deep pockets. You will see maybe the likes of your bigger retail chains survive, some of them will shut, but it is the common Indian retail stores, the ones that have been here for decades, the shopkeepers, the guys, the boutiques who've been here, who have maybe one store, some of them might have 5, some of them might have 20, but they're born in India. The money is coming into this country, back, and not going out. It's those stores that we want to empower with the technology that only, right? So now when we come up with all of this, firstly, you need to go to a number of people, understand the markets, understand who's going to use it, how they're going to use it, I've done so much research that I write a blog every week on the subject. This is how I got to developing a product which is 5 years into the future. It's required now. I developed it 2 years back. And by the time it really goes mainstream, it will be another couple of years. Now, question again being is, it's not an easy task to take a product, make it, have a fantastic idea, and then get it commercially viable. It's like having an intercaste marriage. You know, unless you really love that girl, you're not, or the guy, you're not really going to stick your heels in, fights, the family disputes, and then now you might even have some other disputes coming in through. It's as simple as you will have to stick your heel in, you'll have to believe, and you'll have to keep asking yourself the question, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? And stop giving yourselves excuses. मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? Excuses do not breed success. Effort does. Perseverance does. And I think Tariq said it really, really poignantly, that patience always pays. Those 94 businesses that go out of business at startup mostly go out of business because the entrepreneurs or the people who are backing those entrepreneurs do not have the patience to see through the seasons. So if you're going to become entrepreneurs, dig your heel in. If you're looking at employment, then let me give you one very, 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 very straightforward thing. See, today also, if you ask somebody, what are you doing? They'll say, I am working for XYZ. My friend, you're not working for XYZ. You're working for yourself. You might be working at XYZ. Change your attitude. You don't work for your employers, you work for yourself. And that simple difference between at and for can make the difference between what Mr. Jain said, that when you hire an entrepreneur, you hire an owner. It's the owners that become CEOs. The people who own their jobs, the people who own their tasks, the people who own the brand they work for as their own. I know of a person who has actually changed his last name to the name of the brand he works for. And the gentleman's name is Muhammad. And the company he works for is called Karam. They're into safety equipments. He introduces himself as Muhammad, and if you ask him for a last name, he said Karam. That man is today at the highest position in that company, and with him, during that entire time, the company is growing. So, like I said, you always work for yourself. You may be working in a brand. So, obstacles become opportunities to ask me whatever you do, right? Thank you so much. Letting me share my story. I'm sure a lot of brilliant minds that are going to become something really big in the world of either entrepreneurship or employment. Thank you so much.
have you ever felt that you can be hungry both at your stomach as well as your brain at the same time? Anybody who has felt this, please raise your hands. Only 4 guys. So 4 guys are honest probably. Okay, I am, let me be honest with you, I used to take a lot of food. I was always a hungry man in my school days. Once I had taken 16 chapatis at one single time. So that hunger was always with me since I was born probably. That is why you see a bulky man standing in front of me. But the hunger, as I moved on my life, the hunger started changing into different kind of hunger. Hunger to see how I see our country progressing. The hunger to change the country. That was the hunger a lot of time in my childhood days. Probably I was born in some school which instigated that kind of skills. Probably that kind of things forced me to be rebellious. In my case, I was placed sometimes overseas. I was fortunate to be under Britishers, under French people who just bloody Indians. It's a common thing. Whoever has gone to that places, they will find the same story. My case, I was a rebellion. I was a person who was always felt that okay, क्या बोल रहे हो? हमारा country तो बहुत बड़ा है. हम लोग बचपन से ही कहानी सुनकर आ रहे हैं. आप बोल रहे हो कि you are bloody Indians. But we tried to change that story. Certain period of time, I was head of one of the advertising departments in Credit Suisse. I used to change the story. Then in some of the Barclays, when I was working, I tried to change the story. Probably the story was successful, and I was placed in some of the senior levels. But the story did not end here. While I was going through my entire life, I realized that one lesson that everybody else should know. How many of you know that India's national tree? India's national tree. Don't Google it out. Banyan. Can anyone describe banyan tree? Anyone? Next slide. Can anyone describe banyan tree? No one. You are future leaders. By seeing certain objects, your mind should be activated. You should be able to tell anything at least. Anyone, please. Describe banyan tree. Why? Probably somebody from our leadership, previous leadership, they have chosen banyan tree as a national tree. There must be some reasons. They were not fools. Okay, one, older and stronger. Any other thing?
They've got really deep roots.
Deep roots. Next, any other thing?
Long lasting.
Branches, prop roots, branches.
Long lasting.
Long lasting. All answers are there. India, as a country, full of variations. We are a country full of diversity. That is our strength. And we are deep rooted. That is our strength. There is diversity, but we believe that we have stabilities. But banyan tree has one problem. It doesn't move fast. And that is the problem we all have in this era. When I was listening to extremist speakers over here, I do not disagree to their points. Of course, they are learned, quite learned. But my dear friends, when you look at our country, why we as a country has not been able to take this country to the next, very, very next level, where all the countries in the world do not even utter that single word, that process. Why? Because we have not proven. They are authorized. They are the domain authorities. Website domain authority. Similarly, they have the authority to tell that because they have proven. As a country, US have proven. As a country, Singapore has proven. As a country, we have not proven. Why? Because we always believed in banyan tree. We will not move fast. And how moving faster will be possible? By creating enough job opportunities. And my dear friends, all of you should believe in one concept, that each of you should try your hands and create a startup. Believe in yourself, people will be believing in that adage that says, God helps those who help themselves. Themselves doesn't mean themselves. Themselves means you. If you believe in yourself, people will start believing you. And don't fear. That is the biggest thing. Don't fear to take challenge. Let you fail. Let you fail as many as possible. What is the harm? You are born with 0, you will end up with 0. Only in between is the experiences. Experiences is what it will take you to the next level. The last exponential curve in your success will be much pleasing than your failure curve until now. Thank you.
What a fantastic morning it has been. Listening to so many different people, it's been an absolutely enriching experience for me, and I hope it has been for you too. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all those without whose contribution this conference would not have been possible. Let me begin by thanking the dignitaries who have spared their valuable time to enlighten us with their pearls of wisdom. It has been an enriching experience listening to all our eminent speakers, our chief guest, Mr. Vijay Khanna, our guest of honor, Dr. Kanan Khatauchikar, our panelists, Mr. Vipin Jain, Mr. Murli Mohan, Mr. Tariq Kachwala, Mr. Sandeep Singh, our success story speakers, Mr. Huzaifa Merchant and Mr. Vibhudatta Rao. I would like to thank the Honorary Secretary of VES, Mr. K. Thomas, all the trustees and the entire management of VES for their phenomenal vision and their commitment towards education. The management is always supportive of any endeavor undertaken by its institutes, which makes it a pleasure to be a part of the VES family. I wish to appreciate the encouragement and cooperation of our director, Dr. Sridharan Menon. I would also like to thank the principal of WCCBM, Dr. Susie Kuriakos, for being a constant support. A warm and heartfelt thank you to our head HR, Ms. Faizi Viju, who has been the pillar of this conference, steering it to this destination. Her suggestions, guidance, and contribution to this conference are indeed invaluable. I would like to acknowledge the contribution of each staff member of IIBM, both teaching and non-teaching, for handling all the arrangements related to the conference so meticulously. A big thank you to Mr. Jairaj, our finance controller, for his help. I'm extremely grateful to our librarian and the conference convener, Mr. Vikas Gore, for his efforts and dedication and for his sincere commitment. Thank you, Radhika Kiran Kumar, Pooja Patil, Shruti Jaiprakash, Mr. Aji John, Jansi Joseph, Teresa Joseph, Annie Matthew, Ashna, for the cooperation and help rendered during the conference. Thank you, Mr. D.K. Singh, for all the help in making the necessary arrangements. Thank you, Mr. Sachit, for the IT support. I would also like to acknowledge the contribution of our housekeeping staff in ensuring that the campus is spick and span. I wish to thank our canteen for providing refreshments. Creativity and colors have been brought to Ektaara by Mr. Joshua Master, who has handled the banners and journals. Thank you for doing a wonderful job. I would like to appreciate and thank our hosts, Justin Matthew and Pooja Patel, for comparing the program. Special thanks to all the students volunteers for their help and time. Thank you to all our participants who have submitted the papers for the journal and those who are presenting today. Last but not the least, a very special thank you to our audience and all the students who are present here in large numbers. Big round of applause for yourself. I hope it has been an excellent experience for you. Thank you once again for being here today and for making this conference a grand success. Thank you.